He wants a baby but doesn't want to commit. Hello ladies, thanks for tuning in. Before we start, please like and subscribe, and don't forget that you can have a free discovery call with me simply by checking the link in my description box. So today I want you to understand the male psychology better, and I want you to understand why some men will say yes to the baby, yes to buying a house, but they will say no to marriage. So you need to understand how men are and how their brain is wired, and you need as well to understand how you are as a woman and how your brain is wired. So it's not that men don't love commitment. They love it because they have a lot of benefits out of it. It's easier for them to have consistent sex when they are committed than when they are single. They have company. They have a longer life expectancy when they have a girlfriend than, or when they have a partner, than when they are single. And they make more money when they have a partner. And they heal faster from cancer when they have a partner than when they are single. But you as a woman, studies show that women are less stressed when they are single than when they are in a committed relationship. And when I say that, it's not for you to, when I say this, it's not to mean that you should stay single, far from it, but I'm stating this fact because many women aren't with a loving man. They aren't in a healthy relationship where they rest in their feminine energy. This is why they feel a lot of stress. This is why they feel a lot of anxiety. Okay, there is a study that showed that people who are single are happier than people who are in a neutral relationship. And it makes sense because when you are in a neutral relationship, basically this is a 50-50 relationship. So what it means for you is that a relationship is worth it only if you have something amazing. So you are with a high value man, a provider, a man who is kind, and the relationship is fulfilling on many levels. So there is that. And us women, we love commitment, but we love commitment with one great guy. And that's the same thing for men actually. They love commitment, but they love commitment with one special woman. And for sex, they are more lenient. They could sleep with the women they don't really like, but for us women, I want like that. Like for us to sleep with a guy, we need to be attracted and we need to like him. Some even need to love him. Okay, so there is that. So you need to understand the differences that we have, and you need to understand that men love commitment, but they don't like to commit with anyone. So when you push commitment, they feel like in prison, they feel like they're in jail. This is why they need to feel like committing to you was their idea. So the thing that happens is like, even though some men will commit to you without you doing much, but it doesn't mean that they are in love, because they know again that it's easier for them to get consistent sex and to get company when they are in a committed relationship than when they are single. So there is that. So it's not because a guy tells you, oh, let's be girlfriend and boyfriend now, that he's in love. A man can tell you, let's have a baby and let's buy a house together, without being in love. But when it comes to marriage, when I say commitment, deep commitment, he will need to be in love. If he's healthy and if he has a secure attachment, he will need to be in love. Many men will marry women without being in love because they just want to start a family, and it's part of their values to be married at a certain age. It's not even because of love. Okay, that's just like their value system, and they also have some sort of pressure from their family that, okay, you are 30 now, you need to get married and have kids. And many men will have kids at a certain age when they feel like, okay, this is the time for me to have kids, because they don't want to be an old dad. This is something that you need to keep in mind. So there is that. But you might ask yourself, but how come so many men, have babies with women, and they have, multiple baby mamas without getting married? And you need to understand that it comes down to status. So men need to look good in front of their peers. When a man manages to get many women pregnant, it means that he manages to get women. You see, it's important for them to look like the alpha male, like, the man who manages to get women. Because for men, if you don't manage to get women, you are a loser and you aren't a man. You see, this is how it works. This is why men with money can afford to have multiple baby mamas, because they can afford it. I don't know if you're aware of it, but polygamy in many cultures and in ancient civilization was tolerated and even encouraged. But the thing is, like, only a few men were able to have many women like that, because it requires resources. You see, so if you go in Africa and you see a man with multiple women, it means that he can afford it. So it's a symbol of wealth, because if he didn't have money, he could not have so many women, you see. And the men who are broke only have one woman because they can't afford to have many, you see. So it's about status, basically. So, and also societies like that operate like that, the relationship is more transactional. The woman isn't even in love. It's just like that they are expected to be married by at a certain age and have kids, so they get a man who can provide for them. But for us, we are in the Western world, so it's different. We marry for love, not just for money. So that's a little bit different, but this is a point that I want you to understand. This is why when a man tells you that he wants a baby and he wants a house with you and all of that, but he's saying no to marriage, he's not in love, and he's just, wants to spread his semen everywhere because his brain is wired for that. And what it means for you is that you need to break up, because you can't be with a man who doesn't want marriage but who wants kids. I have a friend, she didn't care about marriage at all, but she told me that when she started to talk with her boyfriend about having a baby, they decided to get married. You see, when a man is high value, even when one of them doesn't care about marriage, but when you are high value, you know that if you want to start a family, you need to be married first. And if one of you doesn't care about marriage, but the other person cares about marriage, then you guys need to get married.